Alright, Section 9, Generator Control Unit is 1800 R16 Regulator. General inspection recommended with the generator. The regulators inspected every 30 days, every 400 operating hours, whichever they occur first. To disconnect all the parallel connections, to disconnect the connecting wire, to connect with the P plus positive terminal, P terminal, positive terminal on the regulator. Make certain the opposite of the unit with the parallel connector and the rest of the wire. While testing, remove the generator battery fuse, connect the bolt between the regulator side of the fuse, the B minus, and the B and grounded B plus. For the true reading, accurate retard of the engine with the several times to take the voltage reading each time the engine is running at the top speed. The voltage reading should be 37.5 to 38 volts at full throttle. Check with the contact for burner pit spots. Alright, this shows the number 1 generator, number 2 generator, number 1 regulator, number 1, 2 regulators split down the middle with a 16-inch battery, the main jet battery fuse, and these two starting contactors for the ground relay. If the contacts are spotted with clean with the axle-like blocks of 150 and 180 degree, with the place of the block between the contacts within the slight thumb of the pressure for the armature, move the block with back and forth slowly until clean. Blow out all the fittings. Be sure to reconnect the parallel line after the checking. The characteristics of the regulator with the control unit, the limits for the output, with the generator facilities, the charging rate, with the capacity of the generator vary according with the load imposed by the electrical system, condition of the battery, and consistent with the following parts. Cut out with the relay functions out with the generator only when the generator voltage is sufficient to charge the battery below the predetermined value. The contacts remain open, preventing the battery from discharging into the generator. The voltage regulator automatically limits the voltage when resisting beyond the level of which it is set, thereby keeping the generator from charging at a higher point than safe for the system. The load lift and fire effectively control the ampere, the control output of the generator that is currently consumed with the off of the battery with the discharge. The load limited varies charge rating within the limits of the generator. The armature load with the limiter vibrates and introduce the controlling resistance with the limits of charging rate with the generator to be designed with the capacity of the ampere out with the generator with the design limits with this control by the load limiter. No attempt should be made with the change the adjusting and cut out of the voltage regulator, the resistance, and the units R16 and R7 are for the control of the voltage regulator. Circle with the filter of the unit F1, preventing the arcade between the voltage regulator contacts. 114 adjusting increments. The advised to check with the adjustments frequently at first, and the regular period for the inspection may be established as conditions required in paragraph 112. Due to the operation conditions for the locomotive, it is not always practical to make the adjustment to the regulator when insulated on the locomotive. Consequently, in some of the instances, it will be necessary. Alright, to remove the generator control equipment to the test stand and provided with a small variable speed, the engine for the motor with driven with the generator. The equipment is equipped with the locomotive. The unit should be connected with according to the diagram shown in figure 32. Adjustments made on the test of the bench connection should be made with the shown in figure 33 with the parallel connection to the 2 regulators and 2 generators for figure 31. When the equipment is adjusted on the locomotive, the care must be taken with the engine idle speed adjusted with the 550 RPM with the Cumin HP1 engine or 500 RPM with the HPIS engine. Due to the fact that the engines are governed over the 1800 RPM, the different generator of the engine speed with the ratio, or even the standard supercharged engine of the carrier must be taken to obtain the generator speed shown in the adjusting specification. Make temporary adjustments first so that no damage will result with the operating with the units for 15 minutes more than the heat of them. Making the final adjustment, do not close the cutout with the relay contacts at any time by hand. If the generator regulators are connected in parallel, adjustments are made at one at a time, and the opera set must be at the rest. Of detailed adjustment instruction followed to refer to figure 32. 115 adjustments. Cutout relay. To disconnect the battery wire from the terminal B negative to set the contact gap to C7 at 75,000 inch banded with the armature stop. C5 set with the contacts are open. Set with the contact gap at the CS at the 40,000 to 45,000 inch banding on the thin carrier C6 when set with the contacts are open. Loose for the 2 screws. The C2 with the move at the bracket with the C10 in order to set the hinge gap at the C4 at the approximately 5,000 to 15,000 an inch. Set when the contacts are closed. Set the gap of the C9 between the armature and core of the 22,000 to 25,000 of an inch, but adjusting with the hinge gap of the C4. Set when the contacts are closed. Contacts at C7 and C8 should be closed with the voltage measured across the terminal G negative and G plus as 28 and 29 voltage, 28 to 29 volts in addition to closing. Alright, this is a more cutout relay load limiter voltage relay regulator test amp administrator. This shows the GF F plus G plus has about B negative to B negative the cutout relays. This is your electric diagram drawn slightly mechanically. In 28 to 29 volts, both contacts must seal the type with the generating armature speed between 700 and 750 RPM. But the turning the adjustment nut clockwise, increase the counterclockwise, decrease the voltage until the proper adjustment is reached. Connect one of the lead ammeter with the negative with the battery wire with the other lead with the B negative terminal with the generator speed at which the contact with the C7 and C8 are close to decrease the speed to complete stop. The contact should open when the discharge current with the line with from 0 to 10 with the amperes is necessary with the readjusting nut with the C30. Obtain the valve with the recheck with the contact closing voltage regulator. See the voltage regulator contact gap the R4 at 45,000 to 51,000 with the inch holding of the contact open with the turning of the screws the R3 and with the set. See when the contacts are open. Figure 33 shows a basic connection diagram from the generator with the control unit for the battery. Also the two grounds. Fill the gap R6 between the armature with the core with the 16,000 and 65,000 inch file. The armature stop pin at R5, and if necessary, set the contacts are open. Disconnect the battery from terminal B negative with the generator running in the proper direction with the speed of 2,500 RPM. But the voltage across B negative and B plus should be the range from 37.5 to 38 volts. If not, the turning and adjusting that until this is obtained to make the final check with increasing the generator speed up to 0 to 2,500 RPMs. Load limiters. Set the contact gap of the L2 for the 25,000 to 30,000 inch by holding the contact open, turning the screw to the L3 set with the contacts are open. Set the gap of the L5 between the armature and the core of the 15 to 20,000 inch for allowing the armature stop the pin if necessary. So when the contacts are open, set the hinge gap of the L8 to approximately 5,000 to 10,000 inch, loosening the screw with the L6. And it's moving the bracket of the set when the contacts are open with the battery connected to the running the generator with the 22,000 RPMs using the lamp of the resistant load with the 20 amp of the on the generator. The amateur on the line with the generator with the terminal B negative should read 20 to 21 amperes. If the lower than 20 amperes, the higher than 21 amperes, the bend the bracket and L7 to decrease the spring pressure. Recheck with the readjust the voltage regulator element. Readjust as changed. Section 10, Battery Instructions.